knowing if you have to program everything yourself or if you can or should use libraries or very specific components is not easier. The components I have in mind are calendars, grids with extra functionalities that allow to easily filter, sort, or PDF generators. So you see only these kind of things that you often use in business apps. So at least we can start with what you shouldn't do yourself for sure is payment processing. So this is too risky. It's better to use third-party libraries like Stripe or any other ones like this, because you have teams of engineers who work hard on this, who are aware of all malicious techniques that could be used to retrieve credit card numbers or this kind of stuff. Too risky. So this one is easy. Just don't do it yourself. Sometimes it's the same with login and register for the same reason, because these days it's probably better to have two-factor authentication. You see, the kind of login system that requires to log in and then to confirm that you are the person you're supposed to be by then typing the code that you received by text message or by email. And for the rest, it really depends on your constraints. For example, if you have a good idea, for example, a SaaS ID, and you want to be the first or among the first people to publish this kind of app, every time you can, just go for paid component, even if you have to pay, let's say, up to $100, because it's not that much if that allows you to be first. And this is what salespeople call time to market. If time to market is extremely important to your app ID, so yeah, go ahead, buy the components you need, and it should be okay. If you think that your project will take maybe several months or even years to gain traction, then it can, if time to market is not that important, then developing yourself your own components may be very interesting, because the component you have in mind, it could be a calendar that would allow your customers to make a reservation. Then yeah, you could do it yourself, so it would have exactly the functionalities you have in mind, the same look and feel. Maybe it's better to also use a paid component if you think the look and feel wouldn't be that great if you did it yourself. But you see, one of the 10x developer I mentioned last week in another video, to be there or there, he was doing absolutely everything on his own, because he knew by experience that then with ready-made component there would always be something that wouldn't be exactly the way he wanted to be. But he was a 10x developer, meaning that yeah, what he did when he decided to do something that maybe took him 3 days or a week, it would take a couple of months to regular developer. So you see, it also depends on your current skills. So I'm very curious to see how often do you use paid components or even open source free components, and when do you decide to do things on your own. So please leave a comment.